15 minutes is popular because, let's face it, we're all very busy. So I've got an answer for you. These are my delicious calamari and jalapeno tacos. They are really easy to do and it just has so much flavour. First of all, some calamari, and you can see how fine I've sliced it into rounds. I want it to cook really fast, and because I'm putting them in some mini tortillas, I don't want it to be too chunky. So calamari goes in. And I want to flavour this, so some smoked paprika into the bowl along with some extra virgin olive oil in there, and we need to season this. So a little bit of salt. And I like to use my hands here because I think that it really helps marinate this much better. Almost looks like a sauce on the calamari rings. Look at that. Yum. Now, because this is so thin, it's going to take 30 seconds to a minute to cook, so you really want to leave this to the last minute. I'll just clean my hands and then we can get on to the salsa that I'm going to be making with it. So I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of jalapenos in here, and I'm going to add a little bit of the liquid. And these are just the jalapenos in vinegar or brine. They also need to add a good glug of olive oil, and I like to place the olive oil and the liquids at the beginning because it just helps the machine mix and bind all these ingredients much better. And a whole bunch of coriander, stalks and all for this one, and then that can go in at this stage. And the only liquid that I put on the top is some lime juice. So I'll just cut that in half. And I'm just going to add half of this lime at this stage because it is really, really juicy. I'll have a taste of it and I might need a little bit more. Last thing I need to add to this is a little bit of sweetness from some brown sugar. Perfect. Lid goes on and we'll blitz that until it's smooth. Okay, look at that. Look how bright green that is. Now I'm just gonna have a little taste. Oh, that is just so yum. Absolutely perfect. Right, let's get onto this calamari. So this is a really hot grill here, and we can start placing the calamari on. Just put a big clump on like I'm doing here, and then get your tongs and separate it. And you want to do this quite fast, so they're not touching too much because you want it to cook quite evenly. So spread that out. Now for the tortillas, I'm using white corn tortillas here. They've got a great flavour to them. And the way that I like to cook them is in a pan here, just as directed, a dry pan on medium to high heat. You want to place one at a time, and I always got a little bowl of water on standby, and you just want to get a little bit of water in your hand and just flick the tortilla. They're dry coming out of the packet, so a little bit of water helps get that moisture back in there, and that's going to take pretty much 1 minute on each side. So you can turn it over and add just a little bit more water, and then I'll flip it again. While that's cooking, let's have a look at this calamari. I'm going to toss it in the pan, and that's pretty much cooked. They've gone from translucent to white, and that means they are ready to go. Heat off, I've got a bowl here, and I'm just going to gather them. And if I'm doing this for a big group of friends or family, you can put all of this in the middle of the table. And that's what's fun about Mexican food. You can assemble it yourself. You can add whatever sides that you like. Speaking of sides, my preference today is a little bit of iceberg lettuce along with some tomatoes and cucumber. Now, to assemble, I'll get my tortilla out. I'm going to add some sour cream first. We're going to just scrape that onto the base and spread out, and you'll see it just start to melt into the white tortilla there, which I love. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the lettuce along with the tomatoes. You could add some onion to this if you like, some fresh coriander leaves just at the end. I'm just going to keep it really basic here. Also, we need that calamari, and that goes on top. And last but not least, that delicious jalapeno sauce. Drizzle that on the top, and you're going to need a lot of napkins for this because that's what's fun about it. Fold it up and dig in. Oh wow. You know, I love this taco because it's unique. It's different from all the other ones. It's gluten-free, and most of all, it is super delicious, done in 15 minutes.